Guys, welcome back to the channel. Break it down. I was getting a lot of comments on 2026 games, Souls-like games, action RPG games. Code Vein 2, we have a overview trailer from PlayStation and see what the hype is all about. All right, let's go ahead and check that out. Let's see. So I need to be hyped about this.
The world has been tormented by a catastrophic mystery known as the Resurgence, a collapse that unleashed grotesque horrors and brought humanity to the brink of extinction. From the shadows rose the Revenants, immortals who fought back against the darkness and sealed the Resurgence away. Yet, one fateful event shattered the fragile balance. The ritual sustaining the seal began to weaken, threatening the world once more. In a final act of sacrifice, a group of Revenants, revered as the Heroes, restored the seal. But their deed birthed the Lunar Rapaces, a haunting celestial body whose light suppresses Revenant power on the surface. Now, a century later, the cocoons that hold these fallen heroes endure, but their seals are deteriorating. As they weaken, outbreaks of the Resurgence return, heralding the world's descent into chaos once again. In Code Vein 2, you'll take on the role of a Revenant hunter who wields unique powers, as well as an artifact on their back that allows them to utilize the inherent abilities of the Revenants during combat. Alongside a Revenant named Lu, who possesses the power of traveling through time, you must find the key to stopping the world's collapse and prevent the Resurgence from being unleashed once again. Their quest begins as they leap into the past to earn the trust of the heroes of old,
giving me Lost Soul
side
vibes
of their cocoons in the present to put an end to them once and for all. Before getting too far ahead, though, let's talk about the character creation system, which has been massively upgraded, surpassing the depth of the previous title. You can fine-tune your character's physique, customize your character's hair down to the smallest details, such as the length of the bangs and the degree of curl. Adjust the angle and sharpness of the ears, select nail colors, and specialize your look with the game's distinctive Kensuke-style detailing. As for costume and appearance, the wardrobe system offers limitless combinations for personalization, a rich assortment of costume variations, in-depth color customizations, a per-part on-off feature to mix and match. You can even customize the material texture and patterns. Now, with your personalized character finished, let's embark on an adventure that transcends time.
That's good. That's a W from
You'll have an entirely
more
new world
from
to
the
explore,
first one.
either on foot or using your motorcycle. Some of the many different biomes include the Sunken City, a city half submerged by the Resurgence and full of polluted water in the present. The Undead Forest, covered in resentment, with a cocoon leaking resentment throughout haunted woods. The Corroded Scar, a ravine filled with ore and acid. The world is vast and full of secrets, as you will discover on your adventure. Keep an eye open for cocoons that reside in some of these lands. You won't have to explore by yourself, though, as you'll have powerful allies who can fight alongside you or enhance your abilities. Each partner offers unique special effects called link traits and partner trait bonuses. Link traits are active only while your bond with the partner is strong, temporarily disappearing if the bond weakens from damage. Partner trait bonuses provide passive effects, like stat boosts or added combat benefits, and can be further enhanced by deepening your relationship.
Okay, that is interesting.
There are two ways to utilize your partner in combat. The first is summoning, where you'll unleash your partner to fight by your side. They'll act independently, launching attacks and providing support during combat.
Okay, so I ain't got to worry about them.
Useful when fighting large groups of enemies. The second is assimilation.
Assimilation.
With this option, your partner and you become one, as they enhance your powers,
fusion,
stats, and abilities. This is effective when fighting powerful enemies one-on-one. One of the biggest benefits to using a partner is the restorative offering, which restores your health when your HP drops to 0.
That's nice. However, that's nice. That's nice.
Activated, your partner will be incapacitated for a short time, during which they cannot perform the action again. If you don't want to rely on your partner bringing you back to life, then you'll need to master all the tools at your disposal in combat.
Okay. Alright guys, it kinda would be over a little bit.
In Code Vein 2, a drain attack is an offensive maneuver used to extract blood from enemies and gaining Ichor, making it an essential part of combat in the game. Using this ichor will allow you to unleash powerful attacks called Formae, which we'll talk about more shortly.
Okay.
Your partner also performs their own drain attacks for both offense and support. The blood they absorb is shared with you, restoring a small amount of your ichor. Hitting an enemy with successive attacks may put them in a staggered state.
Staggered.
Vulnerable and allow you to perform powerful special drain attacks. Not all drain attacks are equal, though. There are various types, which will differ depending on the jail you have equipped. Jails are special equipment on your character's back that can be equipped to modify stats and perform drain actions. Each jail has specific traits that will be useful in different situations, so be sure to equip the right one depending on what you need. Formae are powerful attacks that can be unleashed using the ichor you harvest from enemies during drain attacks. There are 3 types of Formae that you can use. You can equip up to 4 weapon Formae to your weapon. They are divided into Combat Formae for unleashing weapon attacks, Magic Formae for long-distance attacks, and Support Formae that grant various buffs and enhancements. A Bequeathed Formae summons a unique weapon while in combat. For example, summon a great sword and unleash a single, devastating strike. While the summon does take time, landing this powerful attack can prove to be the ultimate finishing maneuver.
Yeah, he got a whole.
Survival
He done got a whole blicky.
And defensive Formae let you tailor your approach with defensive and evasive actions.
Okay.
Choose to equip one of the following: a guard, a counter, or a special evasive maneuver to avoid taking large amounts of damage in the heat of battle.
Hey man, okay. All right.
You also want to pick which weapon type suits you best. And there's a lot
long
to pick
sword,
from, each with their own strengths, depending
one-handed.
on the situation you're in. For striking quickly at enemies and getting a lot of hits in, you'll want to go with weapon types brand new to Code Vein 2.
Brand new.
Twin blades and rune blades.
Twin blades and rune
More
blades.
measured with your attacks and want to pack a big hit when you connect. The great sword,
Greatsword,
halberd, or hammer might be what you're looking for.
Great sword, halberd, or hammer.
Check out the bayonet if you want to keep
bayonet
at arm's length and strike from range.
Okay. Blood code builds and boosters.
With the series' new build system, you can freely customize weapons and skills to suit your playstyle. Blood codes affect how each Revenant's powers manifest. Each blood code provides a different combat style, and you'll gradually unlock more as you progress through the story. Using different blood codes allows for all kinds of various character builds that you can customize and make your own. Challenge enemies directly with a strength-based melee build. Center your attention on powerful, epic attacks with a Formae build. Do your damage at a distance with a ranged build. Move around the battlefield with lightning-quick speed with a build that focuses on mobility and dexterity.
Can you have multiple builds?
How you want to fight. On top of all of this, boosters can increase your stats and activate traits that provide various beneficial effects.
Okay.
If you want to survive in Code Vein 2, you'll need everything
I like how this
you learn
character
about
looks.
here, because the various enemies and bosses that you
like how they
encounter in
made
the
him.
game are going to test all of your skills. You'll come across regular mobs, special enemies, mini-bosses, and of course, massive bosses that require a lot of skill and focus to defeat.
A headache.
Thanks for watching and learning about some of the different systems in Code Vein 2. We hope you look forward to the game when it releases on January 30th, 2026.
Bro, this come out this month.
Early access starts on January 26th for owners of Deluxe, Ultimate, or Collector's Editions.
Jeez, Code Vein 2. January the 30th, but January the 26th for Deluxe. Alright, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. That kind of actually kind of had won me over a little bit. I actually had enjoyed what I seen, and it doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look that bad at all. And then the 30th, let's see what we got. I'm gonna be honest with you. Possibility I might try this out because I don't have anything else to play. Cause like the game I was looking forward to play was 007 in March. So March was gonna be the first time, but then that got pushed back to May. So we'll check out if High Guard still come out. We'll go check out High Guard, and then Code Vein 2. I'm gonna wait for a review, see what the review said, and think we might play this. I think I might give it a try, bro. I think I might give it a try. Start the year off with something to play. I don't know. That actually won me over because I don't know anything about this game. When I did see it gave me Lost Soul Side vibes because the style they was going for and the style it is, but this is actually decent, bro. This is decent. I like this. All right, guys, let me know how y'all feel about Code Vein 2, and let me know if you getting it or whoever got the deluxe edition or who gonna be playing it early. But yeah, this actually had won me over. Break it down. All right, so I am currently checking out the temperature for Code Vein 2. I did not know that IGN did a preview on it. This game did won me over, so I just decided to look for more videos and gameplay for it. So what it looks like the temperature is high for this. The hype is actually up there. People is absolutely ready for this game, and it looks like we might have a freaking demo on the 23rd. So we're gonna check and see what IGN got to say about it. Normally, these guys, you got to take it with a grain of salt. But other than that, we're gonna check these guys out, see what they say about it. Because I don't know anything about this series, so I just want to see other people things, but also looking at the comments, looking at the hype. I'm looking at this a good 90 on my hype score list. This a good 90. Code Vein 2, a lot of people are looking forward to it, and then coming out this month, it actually coming out at the best time that it could possibly come out when we don't even have any competition but High Guard. Even if High Guard come out, so we're gonna check and see what IGN got to say about Code Vein 2, guys.
Anime souls is a term often used to describe the original Code Vein, and while that is a very simple but fair
Anime
descriptor,
souls,
it is after all one of the very few Souls-like games with an undeniably anime aesthetic. It also doesn't really describe what was actually cool about the 2019 action RPG. For instance, the emotional storylines of your companion characters, delivered in these excellent sequences where you relive their most tragic memories, the phenomenal score by the wonderful Goshina, the flexible blood code system that allowed players to switch up their stats and playstyle without having to respec their whole character, while also being able to pick and choose skills from other quote-unquote classes.
Okay.
There was certainly room for improvement in the core combat and level design, and would benefit from some refinement and iteration. And that's what Code Vein 2 seems to be all about. Refinement and iteration. Based on the 3 or so hours that I've played, Code Vein 2 felt familiar, but altogether much more confident and focused on the strengths of the original, while also getting off to an immediately more interesting start.
Now I like that. That is good, that the fact that the second one feels like, okay, we knew what happened with one. We knew what we liked. We knew the strongness of one. Let's pull what we did right from one and keep it in two. No need to change it. Now we can improve it, but there's no need to change the whole concept of that. That is good when it comes down to a sequel. All we want from a sequel is a good game. We don't want a bad sequel. Some games does have a terrible sequel, but when you had a good first run, give us the same thing, but improve it. Like, I like the fact that he said that. That's good.
With some intriguing time travel twists.
Final preview at that.
Like the first game, at the heart of Code Vein 2's plot is a catastrophe that occurred many, many years ago. This time around, it's known as the Resurgence, a calamity that corrupted everything it touched and gave rise to a new being known as a Revenant. Somehow, the Revenants managed to steal the Resurgence, but their victory was short-lived, as soon after, the Resurgence, well, surged again. This led to a battle that became known as the Upheaval, in which several heroes gave their lives to steal the Resurgence once again. 100 years later, that seal is weakening, causing existence-erasing explosions all over the world, and this time, the means to save everything exists not in the present, but in the past. And thus, the stage is set for Code Vein 2's time-hopping story that sees the nameless protagonist teaming up with Lou Magmel, a Revenant with the power to jump back and forth through time, as they link up with the heroes of the past and find a way to stop the imminent world-ending threats of the future. It's a pretty good hook. As someone who never really got invested in the world of Code Vein 1 outside of learning more about my companions, I was pretty happy that I was immediately invested this time around.
That's
I look forward
cool.
to seeing how the heroes of the past fought back against the Resurgence and what ultimately brought about their fates. I got a chance to ask Code Vein 2's director, Hiroshi Yoshimura, if he looked to any specific sources of inspiration with regards to their interpretation of time travel or just the rules that govern it, and he said, "I wouldn't say that there's one film or work in particular, but one golden rule that we had within development was that once the player has observed or seen something happen within the game, then that becomes truth, or that becomes locked in the sense that it can't be overturned."
Okay, Mr.
On
Man.
the gameplay side of things, much of the core of Code Vein 1 is still intact in the sequel. It's still a stamina-governed combat system with a big focus on special abilities tied to various blood codes, which essentially determine your class or playstyle. Switching to a new blood code changes your stats, defense, and your max Iker, which is essentially the mana that powers your special abilities. One of the interesting
I like that
twists
one.
of blood codes is that they also now come with a series of traits that can dramatically affect how you approach combat.
Okay.
For example, traditionally the way combat works is you attack an enemy to inflict stacks of bleed, and then use a special technique known as the jail attack, previously known as drain attacks, to collect that blood, which then gets converted into the Iker that you use to power your special skills. But if that doesn't sound like your style of play, you could instead use Jose's blood code, which lets you gain Iker simply by attacking. But that boon comes with a catch. If you gain more than your maximum Iker, you take a significant chunk of damage.
What?
This was my preferred method of play, as it meant that I didn't have to fish for opportunities to use my jail attacks to regain my Iker, and it helped me be extra vigilant about using my abilities regularly, so I didn't end up overflowing with it. Of course, my attention would occasionally wane, and this would sometimes be the death of me, but regardless, I appreciated the added twist to the gameplay. In fact, pretty much every aspect of Code Vein 2's combat is more customizable than before. While drain attacks used to be tied to your blood codes, they've now got their own equipable slot in your inventory. And there are a ton of different types. You've got the returning Ogre Claw for a fast and short ranged option, Hounds for a powerful 2-hitting mid-range attack,
I like
Stinger
that.
to nail enemies from afar, and then you've got a bunch of completely new attacks like Ivy, which cause spikes to emerge from the ground and charging the attack and moving the targeting circle.
That's dope.
Bat, which
Oh, yeah,
causes
that's that
to grow
jail
wings
thing.
and sends out a swarm of bats, and Reaper, which is a scythe that can be swung around to hit enemies in an AoE.
Oh man,
In
those
addition
pretty
to
decent.
jails, you can also equip powerful sub-weapons known as Bequeathed Forma, and you can also choose a defensive Forma as well. With regards to the Bequeathed Forma, I only got to see 2 of these in my demo. Battle Axe known as Idris's Conceit, and a longbow called Statesman's Longbow. I opted for a more strength-forward build throughout most of my demo time, so I primarily used the Battle Axe, and it certainly was a difference maker in fights where I would get swarmed by enemies. All I needed to do was create some space to account for the lengthy windup, and boom. Once it hit, it would create a temporal field that slowed everything down, making it easy to clean up the survivors. As for the defensive Forma, you're able to basically choose whether you want a standard block, a parry, or a dodge. I'm a huge fan of all of these changes, as they allow even finer tuning of a build to your personal preference without becoming too overwhelming or complicated. One of the most common things that always gets discussed anytime there's a new Souls-like in town is how difficult it is. So let's talk about it. For the most part,
Let's talk
I got through
about
this
it.
demo without much issue. Granted, this was a provided save, so it's hard to say how things would have been if I got to this point on my own playthrough with my own loadout, but Bandai Namco was very generous in giving us a wide selection of weapons, blood codes, and jails, and I never felt like I was particularly under or over leveled. Code Vein 2 also smartly lets you decide whether you want your companion to follow you and participate in combat like an AI co-op partner, or whether you'd prefer to have them assimilated into you, providing you with specific buffs, but without giving you the benefit of another body to deal damage or distract enemies. It's a great trade-off that allows Code Vein 2 to maintain the companion element that makes it such a distinct Souls-like in the first place, while also allowing players who enjoy tackling these challenges as a solo player to do so without feeling like they're being severely punished. Where the difficulty really turned up several notches was in the 2 boss battles I got to experience. These were true tests of skills and reflexes, and took nearly half of my allotted 3 hours of playtime. And that's without even delivering the final blow against the second one. The first boss could simply wipe out my health with just 1 or 2 hits, while also afflicting me with the acid status effect, which would deal damage over time. My windows to punish were very small, making my strength-oriented build ideal so I could land a powerful and chargeable overhead slash with my greatsword to make the most out of those.
I mean, that's good though. That's a good chunk of damage.
Failed, only to be hard stuck against the second boss. This boss was fast, had an extremely dangerous second phase I didn't get to see enough of to really learn its attacks, and had the nasty habit of electrifying the floor and inflicting bind on me, which would paralyze me long enough for the boss to land another free attack. Despite the difficulty spike, I love both of these encounters, and while I'm a bit salty that I couldn't finish the job at the preview event, I'm looking forward to the run back once I get the full game in my hands and can attempt the boss with my own personal build. Overall, Code Vein 2 is shaping up to be a marked improvement over the original in just about every area. We'll see if Bandai Namco is able to stick the landing when this Souls-like sequel releases on January 30th, 2026 for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S. And
that's good.
For more previews of the biggest upcoming games, don't miss out on our recent hands-on looks at Neo 3 and Greedfall 2.
Yeah. Oh man, we're gonna check that out. Greedfall 2, cool. Yeah, guys. That's a good sign, bro. That's a good sign, man. They ain't really say nothing too crazy. They actually enjoyed the playthrough, and hopefully we do be able to get a demo. If a demo come out on the 23rd, that'd be nice to try it out. Cause like I said, I haven't know anything from this series. I didn't play one, but this one say it got time travel. You'll learn about your companions and all that good stuff. I likes that. And then anime Souls, like I'm trying to really like get into like the Souls like genre and trying to really figure out like the best game to play, and then the anime games, I'm trying to find like the best anime game to play too, because I wanted to do Lost Sword Aside, but it broke my heart when they released, and I know they did fix it up a little bit, but this right here, this look decent. It looked decent. No frame rate issues. He didn't mention none of that, so I mean, we shall see. Guys, let me know if you playing this. But if you didn't check out the other videos on my page, make sure y'all check it out. But I'll see y'all guys in the next one. Peace.